Time is running out. Episode 16 of Love, Feet, Marriage and Divorce. Season 3 begins with us over at Dong-ma's father's house. Seo-bam speaks to his father and decides he's going to move out with Si-Eun. Seo-bam sees his father taking favorites and liking Pi-Young more than Si-Eun. He even brings up how he saw Pi-Young receive a ring earlier too. So in order to stop this awkwardness, Seo-bam decides to move out. It turns out, he used to be called Dong-min, but has rejected that name. Dong-ma's father defends his actions, pointing out that Pi-Young is pregnant, and that's why he's been so attentive with her. He tells his son not to tell anyone, calling himself a blabbermouth. What happens with Dong-mi? Is she taken to hospital? While this is going on, Yushin is in denial and unwilling to accept that Dong-mi is not of sane mind. Amy implores him to see reason, and eventually sits down with Dong-mi, who admits outright again that she despised Kai-rim, and how he reeked. Yushin struggles to hold back his tears. When Yushin heads in to see her, Dong-mi lashes out, attacking Amy, throwing things around the room. Yushin eventually phones the hospital to get a room. Finally she's taken away, placed in a straitjacket and escorted out. What do the Reapers want? Meanwhile, the Reapers sit with Sung-won and tell her that they're not actually there for her. Instead, they're going to take someone in this household within the month. Sung-won also explains that she has urges for food whenever she sees the others eating. This is natural, the Reapers tell her, and explain that it will subside over time. Speaking of cravings though, Pi-Young wants some food in the middle of the night, prompting Dong-ma to team up with his father to cook some late-night grub. With no rolling pin, he instead decides to use the latter's foot massager. As you do. They make it together and sit down with Pi-Young, where they enjoy the food. However, they leave quite the mess behind. Si-Eun and Pi-Young reveal that they're pregnant. Si-Eun notices in the morning and realizes that Pi-Young is pregnant. When she quizzes her friend over it, Pi-Young admits the truth. As she explains the food they ate and the process for cooking, Si-Eun starts to get hungry too, prompting her to admit she's pregnant as well. Si-Eun doesn't want to say anything to the others just yet though, she wants to wait until she's at least 3 to 4 months. However, another doctor's appointment sends Si-Eun outside crying. It's good news though, as she sits down with Seo-bam that night to eat. She's 5 weeks pregnant, but she's worried about having a miscarriage. Seo-bam encourages her to put her trust into their baby and hope for the best in the future. Eventually they head back home and reveal the good news to Dong-ma's father. He's shocked to learn there are going to be 2 babies in the house and struggles to hold back tears, pointing out how joyous this occasion is. Unfortunately, those 2 Grim Reapers continue to lurk about like a black cloud on this household. What happens with the other characters? Si-Eun is called away from visiting her friend by Si-Eun, who sits her down and asks for a favor. He wants to move into their old apartment. However, the place is already occupied, and Si-Eun isn't willing to kick the current tenants out like that. She encourages him to get a 2-bed place instead. With Si-Eun's condition getting worse, she ends up seeing that strange ghostly boy on the sofa with Moon-ho and Yi-young. She asks what he wants, but the others can't see him. Some time passes, enough for Pi-Young to show a baby bump, and she meets Amy. The latter offers a belated congratulations, and the pair bury the hatchet. She even reveals about her marriage to Yushin too. How does Love, Feet, Marriage and Divorce, Season 3 end? Remember those Reapers? Well, it turns out the one thereafter is Dong-ma. When he heads into the bathroom, a strange black smoke swirls around him and catches him off guard. Dong-ma is out clothes shopping, but from afar the Reapers watch as a ceiling panel collapses and lands on his head. Dong-ma drops on the floor, blood trickling out the side of his head as he seems to be knocked unconscious. Dong-ma is rushed to hospital, while the 2 Reapers appears to be faceless and watch over him. Dong-ma sits up, asking who they are as the season comes to a close. So is Dong-ma really dead or not? We'll dive into that in more detail in a separate article, but for now, Love, Feet, Marriage and Divorce follows suit to what we've seen across previous seasons and doesn't really end. In fact, it feels so open-ended that it must be a matter of time before this one is given the green light and renewed for a follow-up. The show has had decent ratings over the weeks, and on top of that, the plotlines haven't really been resolved. Why is Yi-young talking to the ghost at the end? What is going on with Sung-won? Why is she still around? Despite its issues, the reveal with Si-Eun and Seo-bam celebrating their pregnancy is easily the highlight of the whole episode. Likewise, seeing Dong-ma's father happy with what's happening in his household is pretty heartwarming too. Unfortunately, that's not saying much in a season that's been pretty meandering and lost a lot of focus as it drifts from one storyline to the next. We'll have to wait and see what the next season has in store for us.